Teddi Mellencamp hospitalized after doctors found multiple tumors on her brain. Teddi Mellencamp has Bravo fans concerned after sharing distressing news about her health. The former Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star is currently hospitalized due to multiple tumors on her brain. Teddi posted an update and revealed that she had been ill for a few weeks, dealing with unbearable headaches. She discovered that tumors were the source of her pain, and she needed to undergo surgery immediately. This is not the only medical issue that the mom of three has been dealing with. She's undergone multiple melanoma removal surgeries after first discovering a cancerous mole on her body a few years ago. Since then, Teddi has been sharing her melanoma journey and using her platform to promote awareness. RHOBH alum Teddi Mellencamp has been hospitalized with multiple brain tumors. Teddi Mellencamp posted a health update for her followers, revealing that she was hospitalized. The RHOBH alum explained that after experiencing debilitating headaches for several weeks, it became so unbearable she decided to go to the hospital. That was a life-saving decision, as Teddi underwent an MRI and a CT scan, and found out the source of her headaches. Doctors found multiple tumors on my brain, which they believe have been growing for at least 6 months, she shared. Teddi noted that 2 of the tumors will be surgically removed today. The remaining smaller tumors will be dealt with via radiation at a later date. The 43-year-old said she was surrounded by family and friends, had expressed confidence in the doctors and nurses working to restore her health. Teddi shares an update from the hospital. Teddi posted another update on her Instagram story that showed her clad in hospital garb. She was lying on her bed with small medical devices on her temple with her eyes closed. The RHOBH alum revealed she was getting ready to see her 3 kids before going into surgery. "Counting down the minutes until my babies get here," she wrote. "As my dad said this God only gives hard stuff to those of us who can handle it," she added. "It's a hard day, but I have faith in amazing surgeons and know everything will be ok." A few days ago, Teddi shared a photo of a massive scar on her back in observance of World Cancer Day. It's #World Cancer Day, so I'd like to remind you to get your skin check scheduled, noted Teddi in her post. In 2022, she underwent surgery to remove 11 melanomas from her back after a stage 2 cancer diagnosis. In 2024, she underwent her 16th melanoma removal. Teddi Mellencamp sat in the sterile, white-walled hospital room, the beeping of machines the only sound breaking the silence. The fluorescent lights overhead buzzed faintly, casting a cool glow over the stark surroundings. Just days ago, she had been running errands, taking her kids to school, going to workout sessions, and living life as if nothing were amiss. Now she was here, facing a reality she hadn't even imagined in her worst nightmares. The headaches had started subtly, just a dull ache at first, something she chalked up to stress, dehydration, or maybe even too much time spent scrolling on her phone. But then they became sharper, more persistent, waking her up in the middle of the night and making the world around her blur. She had brushed it off, refusing to let it slow her down, but deep down, she knew something wasn't right. It wasn't until one morning when she bent down to tie her shoe and felt the world tilt uncontrollably that she finally relented. Edwin had been the one to insist she see a doctor. She could still hear his voice, firm but filled with worry. "Teddi, you're going. No excuses." She had rolled her eyes but agreed, more for his peace of mind than her own. Yet now, sitting in this hospital bed, she wished she had listened sooner. The scans had revealed what she never saw coming: multiple tumors in her brain. The words had barely registered when the doctor said them. It was as if time had slowed, the air around her thickening, while her mind raced with thoughts she wasn't ready to confront. Tumors. Not 1, Not two, but multiple. She had always been the strong one, the accountability coach, the woman who pushed through pain, who never backed down from a challenge. But this felt like a mountain too steep to climb. The door creaked open and Edwin stepped inside, his usual confident demeanor replaced with an expression of quiet fear. He walked to her bedside, taking her hand in his without saying a word. They had been through a lot together, but nothing quite like this. "What's next?" she finally asked, her voice softer than she intended. "The doctors are figuring it out," he said. "We're not alone in this, Teddi. Not alone." She knew that, and yet the weight of what she was facing made her feel like she was drifting in an ocean with no shore in sight. Her phone buzzed on the nightstand, and she reached for it, half expecting another flood of messages from friends and loved ones who had caught wind of the news. But instead, it was a text from Kyle Richards. "Kyle, I'm outside. I'm coming in." Teddi barely had time to respond before the door opened again, and Kyle walked in, her sunglasses pushed up into her hair, her expression filled with concern. Without hesitation, she sat beside her, wrapping her in a tight embrace. Teddi finally let the tears fall. She had held them back for so long, not wanting to seem weak, but with Kyle there, she didn't have to pretend. "I don't know how to do this," she admitted, her voice breaking. Kyle pulled back, her hands still gripping Teddy's shoulders. "You're not doing it alone," she said. "We're all here for you. Whatever happens next, we're going to fight." Fight. That word ignited something in Teddy's chest. She had fought for everything in her life, for her health, her career, her family. She had faced criticism, judgment, and setbacks, but she had always gotten back up. Maybe this was no different. Maybe this was just another battle she had to take on, step by step, day by day. The doctor walked in then, a clipboard in hand, and an expression that was neither reassuring nor devastating. Just facts. Teddi braced herself. "We're going to run more tests," he said, "and we're going to talk about options. But I want you to know you are strong, and you are in good hands." Strong. That was something she had always prided herself on. She wasn't about to stop now. As the conversation shifted to next steps, Teddi felt a sense of determination settle within her. She wasn't sure what the future held, but she knew one thing for certain: she wasn't going to let fear win. And with her family, friends, and unwavering strength, she was ready to fight.